changes in my life, and I might finally know just where I want to be. But all this calm inside is still so very new, and I'm just afraid my demons might still be after me. But if there's anything I know about myself, that I always thought I always knew everything about myself. But when I look at all the things that I hadn't seen, it kinda makes me wonder what might still be inside of me. And I've been sitting here happy now for several months, and I know more peace and calm than I think I've ever known. And every day I worry, but just a little less. But I'm not sure if I'll ever know if all my shit is gone. But if there's anything I know about myself, that I always thought I always knew everything about myself. But when I look at all the things that I hadn't seen, it kinda makes me wonder what might still be inside of me. The most dangerous things now in my mind are all the dangerous things still up there in my mind. But when I look at all the things that I thought were killing me, it's my self-imposed prison that kept me from being free. It kept me from being free. It kept me from being me. But if there's anything I know about myself, that I always thought I always knew everything about myself. But when I look at all the things that I hadn't seen, it kinda makes me wonder what might still be, what could still be inside of me. Hello, my lovelies. Happy Sunday. That was Might Still Be, which I know is not one of my better works. I don't think the chorus is very strange. In that, like, the verse is very strong and the chorus is kind of softer, which is usually the reverse of what I do. And I think also there's the weird semi-bridge thing in the middle with the blue notes and stuff, which my bestie Cece loves. And so if I ever tried to rewrite that and make it more comfortable, I think she'd be angry. Also, I don't think it would serve the song very well. So for me, the meaning of this song comes from how I felt. So I had been in a long relationship that for me had been very controlling. I was very sort of timid for a long time, and I allowed a lot of things to probably happen that shouldn't have, and I felt very controlled and isolated. And when I got out of that relationship, I had a little bit of an epiphany, and I write about that in the song "Portrait of a Girl" as well. It shows up in the last verse there, but there was a moment when I kind of had this epiphany, and I realized that, like, there had been this thing that had like the thoughts about that had been kind of eating me up a little bit and making me a little crazy. And when I finally sort of, stopped running, and I addressed it, and I let it out, like, I felt a million times better. I call this like my sort of epiphany moment, and it was great. Like, I felt free all of a sudden. And I think that this song specifically, though, talks about kind of the slight spell after that for about the next year or so, where I didn't necessarily trust the feeling that I was having, this freedom and this kind of, I don't know, self realization or something. And so I kind of kept worrying that there was something else hidden, like, inside me that I hadn't addressed or hadn't let out or confronted or whatever, and that it was going to pop in one day and just make me crazy again. And I didn't want that to happen, and I felt really good in life for the first time in a long time, and I didn't want that feeling to go away. And it took a while to trust it. And I think when I was looking back on my life a few years later, I sort of realized that, I did trust it all at that point, but I remembered very distinctly, like, not trusting it. And so I sat down and wrote this song about it. So for memories, I don't really have a good memory for this song. I haven't really played it out live all that much. I did in the early days when I didn't have all that many songs, and the person who was booking shows for me at the time like booked these like 2 hour shows all the time, and so like I had to play just everything that I knew, and so this got played a good bit. It's just part of the set because I needed something. Since I've written a bunch of new songs over the years, like I don't really play this as much anymore, and it's kind of a little bit in an older style for me. I do things a little differently now, but I do intend to put it on an upcoming album that I've been sort of working on. If I can just get this one released, I've been sort of laying down some other tracks, and so this is on there. So it might come up, and who knows, there might be a future memory for it waiting to happen. So that was Might Still Be, and I hope you have a really lovely Sunday. And if you're as cold as I am right now, I hope you have a big fuzzy heart sweater like this to bundle up in because it's really delightful. Have a wonderful Sunday. I will see you next time.